When I first went into Pluribus, I genuinely didn't know what to expect. Yes, it's created by Vince Gilligan, and yes, it stars Rhea Seehorn, and yes, it was on Apple TV+, but what I got wasn't just another prestige sci-fi show. Instead, this is an original, creative masterpiece, and I was absolutely blown away. Set in Albuquerque, New Mexico, Pluribus follows novelist Carol Sturka, one of only 13 people on Earth immune to the extraterrestrial virus known as the joining. This alien signal transforms humanity into a peaceful, unified hive mind called the Others. And here's the twist. They're not violent, they're not monstrous, they're not zombies. They're actually happy, productive, loving, and efficient. They work together like an ant colony, seamless, harmonious, and unified. And that's what makes this show so unsettling, because the entire time you're watching, you're asking yourself, is it really so bad? Now herein lies the brilliance of Pluribus. It's not just a post-apocalyptic sci-fi. It's philosophical, it's existential, it's deeply uncomfortable. Humanity in this world no longer fights wars, no longer competes, no longer destroys itself, but it also no longer creates as individuals. No art born of pain, no flawed chaotic human emotion, no independent thought. Everything is, out of many, one. Which is where the show got its title from, referring to E pluribus unum, the Latin motto of the United States, which literally means that, out of many, one. That's also why the number 1 is in the title, Pluribus. The show of course takes that idea to its extreme conclusion. Unity sounds beautiful, until it erases you completely. Now this is without a doubt Rhea Seehorn's show, completely. If you loved her as Kim Wexler in Better Call Saul, this is her full evolution as an actress. She owns every single frame. Seehorn has been acting for many years, but this really is her breakout role, and she thoroughly deserves all the attention she gets for it. Carol Sturka is flawed, stubborn, emotional, deeply human, but completely independent, and at heart, fiercely an individual. She initially fights against the joining, being one of the only few free thinkers that doesn't actually see or want to embrace the joining. She fights hard, rebelling, studying, trying to understand what exactly is going on, until eventually all the others leave Albuquerque, where she then begins spending 40 days alone after the joining. 40 days without connection, without touch, without love, without any interaction. This in itself is almost a biblical reference to Noah's Ark being built in 40 days, as well as Jesus walking through the desert alone in 40 days. And when the hive mind offers companionship, she understands why she wavers, and she almost becomes a sort of victim of Stockholm Syndrome, being lured into the deception until they can make her one of their own. Seehorn walks the impossible emotional line, defiance, vulnerability, longing, anger, hope, sometimes all in a single scene. Her Golden Globe win was absolutely, thoroughly deserved, and she is the glue that holds this whole series together. Caroline Wydra plays Sosia, Carol's assigned liaison from the Others, and this performance is quietly brilliant. Sosia might feel slightly off, slightly uncanny, not quite human, but not robotic either. She represents the Hive's gentle persuasion. The Others don't threaten Carol. They court her, they love her, they travel with her, they see the world with her. Sosia becomes her companion, possibly even her lover. But is it real, or is it just the Hive's long con? Wydra captures that ambiguity perfectly, warmth with something hollow underneath. Then there's Manusius, another immune individual, cynical and paranoid. Where Carol evolves, even softens at times, Manusius represents the resistance at all costs. He sees the Hive as pure deception, a magician's trick. Make you uncomfortable, make you loved, and then assimilate you. This contrast is key to the show's tension. Is Carol naive, or Manusius too hardened to see the nuance? What fascinates me most, though, is how different this is from Gillian's previous work. After Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, he reportedly grew tired of writing villains. So what does he do? He writes a world with no villains. The Others are not evil. They're peaceful, cooperative, harmonious. That's infinitely more interesting. And this show isn't about stopping monsters. It's about deciding whether humanity should remain fragmented at all. Now, without doubt, in a show like this, you can feel echoes of shows like The Twilight Zone, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, The Leftovers, and even Severance. But Pluribus never feels derivative. It feels like a high-budget philosophical chamber piece disguised as sci-fi. Some have said it may be too slow at times, but for me the pacing is crucial, as the slowness is intentional. This is a methodically made show, with every scene, every choice of color, every choice of shot and perspective adding another nuanced layer to this already phenomenally layered show. Everything Gilligan writes and puts in is there for a reason and a purpose, to add nuance to the story. This is a show that forces you to sit with questions, ponder, wonder, and even ask yourself the question, what would you do if you were Carol? And that question lingers throughout the series. There are times when Carol can be so unlikable, and you just say to yourself, oh, just be pleasant and get on with it. But there are also times when you want her to stand up for her individual rights and to be human. Even though Gilligan says he wasn't thinking about AI while writing it, the parallels are impossible to ignore. The hive mind promises progress, efficiency, peace, optimization, at a low cost of merging all human intelligence into one obedient collective. Doesn't this quite sound familiar, especially in our modern era? The show almost feels like a warning, or at least a meditation on humanity's willingness to surrender complexity for convenience. Now, what truly makes Pluribus work isn't the sci-fi mechanics, it's the loneliness. Carol doesn't resist the hive because she hates peace. She resists it because she wants something authentic. Flawed love, messy arguments, unpredictable emotion. The show captures that tension beautifully. Would you rather live in a broken world where you are free, or a perfect world where you are absorbed? Season 1 ends on the cliffhanger that raises the stakes dramatically, including the shocking introduction of an atom bomb in the narrative arc. And knowing Gilligan, that's not just for spectacle, it's a philosophical escalation. Season 2 has already been ordered, and if the first season is any indication, we're heading into even deeper ethical territory. For me, Pluribus is completely original. It's intelligent, emotionally resonant, and philosophically bold. It's the kind of show that doesn't just entertain you, it stays with you long after viewing. It makes you question, it makes you ponder, it makes you uncomfortable, but in the best possible way. Rhea Seehorn delivers one of the most compelling performances on television for years. This is prestige sci-fi done right. Pluribus gets a 9.5 out of 10, and I cannot wait for season 2. So what did you think of Pluribus? Please let me know down in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dive reviews.